Hello everyone, thank you so much. Welcome to today's tutorial, and I still remain Odurole Mojibola, your shoemaking made easy tutor. Guess what? Today I'm going to be teaching us how to create this elastic tummy belt. Simply what you need is your elastic, you need your buckle, and you need your leather. All this accessory you can buy any type that you so much prefer. Now I don't want you to know that our 3 weeks intensive training still continues and you can still join us. I'm sure you want to see how simple this can be achieved. Sit back and I will be right over.
So, like I said earlier, we are actually creating an elastic tummy belt. Now, as you can see what I have here, without expanding it, it's actually overlapping themselves. Now, I need to be sure that it's going to be tight because whatever I'm doing to it has to be able to overlap themselves in whichever direction I want. And don't forget, you can decide to use different type of things as your connector to connect the two sides together. I can decide to use my buckle, I can decide to attach leather, I can decide to use just ordinary buckle for these edges. I can decide to also use a magnetic snap. So let's go right into this. Now I'm going to be measuring my band, my waist rather here, and for me exactly my waist is actually 31 inches. If it's going to be very tight, it's going to actually be 30. But for me, I think I prefer 31. I want to be comfortable right in my tummy belt. So you can see I'm going to be using 31. Despite the fact that I'm using an elastic, it makes it easy for me to be able to reduce, because I'm going to reduce it to about 29 because I'm still going to attach an extra leather at both ends, which will still overlap themselves and be able to make it easy for me.
So after taking our measurement like I did earlier, don't forget that my own waist actually is 30 and I was considering easing it to 31. I think since it's an elastic, I might not actually have to do that, because elastic over time, the more you use it, the more it expands. So I'm still going to maintain my 30 inches long. Now, because I'm going to be attaching leather by this side, because if you don't attach a leather, there is no way you're going to be able to wear your tummy belt. Now, as I told us earlier, you can decide to use a buckle. There are so many kinds of buckle that you can actually use. So like I said, you can make use of different kind of buckle or whatever kind of accessory that is available for you. Now you can decide to use this size. Now the reason why I will not be able to use this size is because of the fact that this is quite wide. You can see that this is too small for this. But if I still want to particularly use this, all I need to do is to attach my leather. Like I said, we are going to be attaching leather to it. By the time you want to attach your leather, you narrow it down to this particular size. You can narrow it down to this size. So it means you are placing this at the center, then the one that is going to be coming in, you narrow it to this particular size so you can actually use this. Now alternatively, you can use this this is a metal snap. You can use it to just place 1 2 1 2 1 2 or 1 2 3 1 2 3 on one side and fix the other side, so that you can adjust it to suit your waist. It's actually a waist tummy belt, and you can adjust it using this particular fastener as long as it is like 3 you have on this particular point. Alternatively, you can also use this kind of a buckle accessory. This is actually all you need to do is just like an interlock. You lock it up and then your design is ready. So this is what I'm going to be using for my own belt. So it doesn't have any kind of adjustment. I can adjust it to any size, but if you love to adjust your own at every point in time, I would suggest you get a buckle that is perfectly the size of your belt or something smaller. But all you need to do is to narrow the strap down to whatever size your buckle is. You can get a wider buckle than this. I hope you know that. So let's quickly go to drawing the pattern for this particular leather that is going to be on the side. Now, the first thing I need us to understand is that whatever kind of leather you are going to be attaching to this must definitely be as wide as this at the point which you are inserting it. Now, this is what I mean. You must ensure that it's actually the width and about 0.25 or 0.5 wider than it. So it means I'll just increase it a little bit on the two side by about 0.25, so that by the time I insert it, I will be able to stitch it down without this showing at the edge. I wouldn't want this showing at the edge. So all you need to do is to just take the measurement from here to this particular side. So considering what we have here, what is actually, if you want to use this, what is the width? This is about 10 centimeters. So considering this addition, it's about 10.5 centimeters. So all I need here is just 10.5 centimeters. So I'm just going to mark it, and I'm going to come here and also mark 10.5. Now the length of the strap you are adding, of the leather, depends on you. So if you intend to narrow it down, you can decide to make it as long as what you want. All of that is your choice. But for what I am going to be doing now, all I need is about 10.5 length. Since I am going to be using this kind of buckle, I don't need much of an extension, but I want it to have enough leather, as in enough leather, so that I can easily suspend this into that particular leather. So I'm going to be using 10.5 as my length here. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with this. Since I have this to be this and this long, and this one, I mean this one from here to here, that's 10. So this is our 10.5. So all I'm going to do is I just want to locate the midpoint for the two. We are using this and this, so the midpoint, I want to locate it. So for the two of them, so I'm just trying to locate the midpoint. So for me, this is the midpoint, so that it will be easy for me to do whatever I want to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and check what is the length from here to here. Is about 5.25. So I'm going to go the same way, 5.25, and I'm going to do that here, 5.25. Do the same thing here, just to be able to connect this and this together. I just want us to quickly see the way I shape it. Now you know the height. Same thing on this side. This 5.25 should be around here. So now here, so this is what my extension is going to look like. Now when it comes to where I'm going to attach these two, I am going to try to reduce the width. I don't want it to be this wide, so you can reduce it to suit whatever size you are working with. So I can decide to reduce the width to this particular size, I mean the old size of this. I'll just use this small part. So the way it is placed now, let me just try to see what width I can actually use. This is about 7.5. So I can decide to say, okay, since it's 7.5, for example, this is 7.5. This is where 7.5 stop. I just want to check what is going to be the midpoint. So I'm just going to place this at the center point, pick this, then come back to this side and pick my 7.5. So I can decide to now slant it down to this particular side. I just want to create a shape. Please note that I can decide to create any shape you like. You can create any shape you like. So this will be the tip where this will be suspended to, whereas my elastic will be inserted. Just a little bit of it will be inserted here. So I have my extension on this particular side for my tummy belt. Don't forget, we are creating a tummy belt but with an elastic material. This is an elastic, so you can get this anywhere in the market. So by the time I insert it like this, I'm sure you can see this is the shape that I will have on my abdomen, on my tummy. This is what they will be seeing. So this will be suspended here, and the second one as well will be suspended there. So I'm sure now you know how you can draw your design. You can decide to always you can also decide to shape this as well. You can actually do whatever you like with it. Now you can see the shape I have. Don't forget, it was like this. So the length and this, I just decided to create this curve shape here. So you can decide to do the same thing on your own as well. It was initially just like this and like this. So I just felt okay, with that length I can still shape it this way. So you can see, you can do whatever. You can decide to make this side curve, make this side curve. It depends on you, please. It's not limited in any way. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to insert here. You can see that I decide to cut it together. You can cut yours separately because you definitely need two of the pattern. You need one at the front and one at the back. So I decide to cut it together. That's why mine is like this. You can cut your own separately. It depends on you. So I am going to insert it gently this way and then place it. I'm going to use my contact adhesive first to hold it down before I go ahead and stitch it. That is the first process for my tummy belt. So I'm just going to go ahead, apply my gum, place it on it, cover it, and stitch it down. That's what I'm going to do for the first part, for one side of it. I'm not going to go ahead on the second side yet until I am through with this one, so that I will be able to judge what length to use. I don't want us to just go ahead and reduce. Like I said, that I was going to be reducing mine to 29. It might not end up working like that, especially if it's an elastic belt. If you are making use of a leather, of course the process is totally different from this. So after stitching, this is what it looks like. You can see what it looks like after stitching. So I'm going to be inserting my own buckle now. Now for my buckle, it adds an opening here and here. It comes with this kind of screw, which is going to be inserted here and here. So this is the way it's going to be positioned. I'm going to ensure that it's at the center, strategically position it at the center. You can make it come in, you can make it go out. It depends on you. Everything will, it's the final length that will be the determinant of what exactly will be happening. So I'm just going to place it this way. Then now that I'm sure it's at the center, I'm going to ensure it's at the center. I'll come right here to see exactly where I'm punching. Now it means it's not enough. It has to go inward a little bit more so that I can position it properly. So turning it this way, these are the points. This place and this place, those are the 2 points. So I'm going to try to use my pen to mark those sides so that I'll be sure of where exactly I want to punch. So that is one. So this is this. So that side and this particular side. So locating that, I'm just going to go ahead and use my punch. And use my punch as well. So it's not yet open. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my screw to actually knot it down. So this has to go out. It has to come out from here so that it can easily be screwed in here. You can see. So I'm going to just screw it down here and do the same thing on this as well. So as you can see now, after screwing it down at that two position, this is what one side of my tummy belt looks like. You can see what I have. So I have actually fixed it on the two sides. You can see what I have, and then by the time I want to wear, this is what it's gonna look. So finally, when I was through with all of my measurements, I find out that against the 30 inches that was my waist, my waist as we measured, I ended up using 26 inch in all. And this is the analysis. The elastic was actually 20 inches long. This particular side is 4 inches long, while from here, from this place, just the small one is 1 inch. I'm sure you know why it is now 26 inches long. I'm sure you want to see how it looks like on my body. Come on, let's go. Yes, thank you so much for being part of today's tutorial. I want to believe you have learned how to create this kind of elastic band. Don't forget, it doesn't have to be this wide. Even the tiny ones can actually be used for this purpose, and you get a buckle or whatever kind of accessory that is available in your locality. Don't forget that today is the day 5 of our 3 weeks intensive training. You can still join us, and if you would like to know more about the 3 weeks intensive training, probably you want to see the course outline, let me know in the comment section and I will intimate you about it. Thank you so much for being part of today's tutorial. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you press the notification bell so that each time I upload a video, you will be notified. I am going to see you next time. Bye.